So this is exactly what it was intended to do out there. I'm feeding little squirrels. Look at him. You can see the lantern blowing around out there too. We're getting quite the dark and stormy night. Just exactly as I had hoped. No, probably not gonna be able to see him too much longer because of all the rain on the thing, but yeah, we just need to get a bird feeder out there before winter too. So cute. Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing today on this day 14 of Vlogtober? Woo! Halfway through the month almost. That's crazy. Like where's the time gone? Yeah. So how are you guys doing? Are you getting a good start to your weekend? It's Friday, so for most people, that's the start of the weekend, I guess, or for a lot of people. I am going to go to work today. But I do have tomorrow off, so that's a good deal. There's a Pokemon Go event that is going on, so Damon and I asked for the day off so we could do that. Yeah, today I had off. It's, you know, those days where you just don't feel like you got much accomplished. That's today for me. Which, by the way, I will probably make this one fairly short, even story time, because I'm not feeling great today. Like, I'm real sniffly and it'll be okay, but I definitely want to get to bed a little bit early, and I'm already like late because I decided I needed to binge watch. I didn't think I'd get sucked in. I thought it was a movie actually at first, and then it turns out it was a show. But Netflix just released something called The Watcher. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Netflix show or the case that it's considering, or, you know, being considered with or whatever, but what it's based on or what it's inspired by. Inspired by is probably a better terminology for it, because if you're familiar, this was the real story. I'm not sure if it took place in New Jersey, but I think it did also. And in the show, it is New Jersey, I believe, because they're like really close to New York City. But it's basically this family that moves in and into this nice house, like dream house, like multiple millions of dollar house that they got at what it was still a lot for them because they weren't rich to begin with. But sorry. Like, they spent all their money from every bit of savings and everything they had into this house, and they still got it for like millions of dollars. So I mean, they were really like stretching themselves thin just to get the house. But they moved in. They were super happy. They figured everything was going to start, you know, like going their way. And suddenly they get a letter in the mail that is from somebody anonymous. And the person signs it The Watcher, which is where Netflix got the title from, obviously. But the letter was very creepy. They like, I don't remember. I want to say it was like 657 something Avenue, but let's just say it was like 657 Jones Avenue or whatever. That's not the address, but we'll say it is, because that's the way they addressed it. They said like, "Dear Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so, I see that you finally moved into 657 Jones Avenue. I wanted to tell you I've been in love with 657 Jones Avenue for nearly all of my life." Or like, the letter was very like haunting, creepy. It said something like, it mentioned their children, but the person who was writing it didn't know their children's names, but pretty much said, "I'll learn your children's names soon enough. Are you going to have more? The house needs some young blood." And this, of course, creeped them out. they had gone to the police because they got multiple letters. And at one point, the person said, like, you say the name of your children so often, I know them already. I feel like I know them very well. And it was very creepy. They started getting like kind of a reputation because the police basically, I won't even say that they didn't believe them, but they couldn't do much. Like, this was, I believe, the 80s. Maybe it was the 90s. It was the 90s, actually, I think. But they couldn't do much about it because they're just, first of all, it was an anonymous letter. So they knew it was mailed from around there, but they didn't have any leads other than that. They were going to process the DNA. And that took like weeks and weeks to get back to them to begin with. And the whole thing was just crazy. The letters kept getting more like intrusive. They kept kept making the person sound like they were in their home at some point, like literally like feet away watching them at night, or in the house when they were away, and that kind of thing. It was very creepy, very, very creepy. The DNA had came back, and it was a female DNA, and I think the real case was solved. Maybe see, the problem here is there are a few different letter writing instances that happened. There was like another one that happened elsewhere. And that one I know was crazy. Like, that person was caught. They were like tried for endangering the family members because they did like crazy stuff. Like, the other person, I want to say they had poisoned food put in the house, and they had basically made an online like personal ad in the wife's name. And they just gave out the address of the house, and they basically said that she had, how do I put this without, they said that she had dreams of strange men coming into her house unannounced to meet her. But they gave the address out and her name, and basically put her in danger, because then some of these men did show up, and she thought she was getting assaulted. And then, like, I guess they did clear up that information. Like, they said, no, look, here's this ad, and you said you wanted this, right? And she's like, no, I did not. And they took that to the police. And yeah, eventually they did solve that. And I believe it was maybe the realtor that did it. Because they wanted the house, or it was somebody who knew the realtor. But I'm mixing that up a little bit anyway with this watcher, because I don't remember, but I think the actual watcher case got solved also. No, it didn't. But the original note had said, sorry, I'm rambling, I'm tired. The original note had said that, like, do you know what lies in the walls? And all this, like, really ominous stuff. And what it was, they found out later that one of the reasons, presumably, the property was so low, or at least one of the reasons they were going to lose money selling it, wasn't even the reputation of these crazy letters. It was, they had like this awful black mold or something growing in the walls. And I mean, like, awful. Like, I've never had, to the best of my knowledge, black mold growing in any of the places that I've lived in. But I hear it's really difficult to get rid of, or at least like a process, like maybe it's not difficult, but it's an ongoing process, I guess. Or can be anyway, but, they had it growing in their walls there. I think it was making them, like, at least some of the members of the family, like, sick. And Yeah, but they wouldn't have found that out if it wasn't for the watcher letters, because they had finally just decided to go look in the walls of their basement, that's crazy. But anyway, I think that went on long enough that maybe I should just make that the story time. Hey, story time. Have you guys heard of that before? Like, okay, maybe you've heard of the Watcher Netflix show or series, but like, have you heard of the actual case before? I will say, without giving too much away, that they did follow the events of the real case, and I know, like, okay, for TV purposes or for entertainment value, they had to kind of put a spin on it or embellish it, and that is what they did. Some parts of it just made me go like, oh, that definitely didn't happen. Like, why is this even here? You know, because I wanted just a true, straight, this happened kind of thing. But they did get the actual facts right. There just wouldn't have been enough for like I forget how many episodes, 6 or 7 episodes. There wouldn't have been enough for that if it was just like, because it was pretty much just the information that I just told you. And I even told you extra information because I told you about a second case. I don't like this water. Damon gave it to me today. He loves this stuff. The Evian water. Like, I know if you ever see me drinking water, it's Aquafina. Sometimes I'll drink Dasani, but it's usually Aquafina. But this has like electrolytes in it and stuff. So, and he's really big on the pH balance of his water, which it says it has a 7.2 pH balance, and it's carbon neutral. And it has natural electrolytes. Like, I've been drinking like Gatorade today and stuff with electrolytes in it. Just, I don't know, 'cause I definitely don't feel great. But I will be okay. I think there's just like a cold running around at work because it started in the morning shifts, because most of them are starting to get sick. So I was kind of hoping it wouldn't cross over to the evening shifts. But, you know, it'll be okay. I just have to drink a lot. I really don't like this water. But I started it and I'll finish it. So that was creepy story time. Let us open one of the mystery balls. I do still have the monster, the Universal Monster one in here. We just haven't picked that yet. We've got Gremlins, E.T., and Halloween 2, specifically Halloween 2. And they're just basically got little prizes in them, that you'd get at like a quarter machine. I think I've said that before. So let's pick one for today and see what we get. Got an E.T. one. I don't know why I shake them. Oh, it's a sticker, pretty sure. Yes, it's a sticker. Oh, and it's just got E.T.'s face and then the little fingers touching thing. I love that. That's cute. I will find something cute to stick that on, maybe next to my Wolfman sticker that I got. Sorry, I know I don't sound that excited, but it's like my voice and my congestion. But it'll be okay, like I said. It could be just allergies too, just... Oh, anywho. So, and by the way, I did get, for anybody wondering, I did finally get Courtney's package, her gift exchange package sent out. So that should get to her before we start our 13 days of Halloween on Wednesday. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to start opening my advent calendar too. Oh, I'm so excited. And you remember when I was very disappointed about this whole Stranger Things Lion Brand fiasco? I know some of you guys weren't. You were super stoked about the patterns, and that's cool. And if they'd have said patterns from the start, I guess I would have probably been more excited. But, well, I had a whole rant about it, but I was anticlimactically excited. I was very disappointed. I'm still very disappointed, but I'll get over that too. But I don't know if you remember, but I said I actually did buy some more yarn from a Stranger Things line of yarn. I got the shipping notification today. I'm so excited. So pretty soon I should be able to show you guys what I got that is Stranger Things inspired yarn. So excited about that. It feels weird with things out of order since I kind of use that for story time, but I also will end this with my lovely Stranger Things notebook, because I still feel good enough to talk Stranger Things. You know that. Come on. In this notebook, I have 31 different topics of discussion, or theories, fan theories, predictions, things like that to do with Stranger Things, whether it's for the future episode or season 5, or whether it's tying together or explaining things from seasons 1 through 4. But most of them are internet popular, and then a few of them are my own little theories or whatever. So I am going to pick one, and we can talk about it. I'll tell you what I think about said topic, and see what you guys think. So, what do we have? Probably nothing I have to talk a lot about today. Okay. I'm gonna do one of my own, like, it's not a theory as much as it is, for those of you who know what it means, like, I know it's big with fanfic people. I don't know how big it is elsewhere, but like, I first got to the term because of fanfic writing, but this is like a shipping pairing. Shipping, for those of you that don't know, meaning like it's who I would want to see like get together or have a relationship or like that kind of thing. Like, a lot of people are Jopper, I've mentioned that before, Jopper fans or Jopper shippers. That's meaning they love Joyce and Hopper being together and hooking up and being an item. And I have stated my opinion many times that I am not a Jopper fan. However, today's topic, my ship is still involving Joyce, because I don't hate Joyce. I have disagreed with some of her choices, but I don't hate Joyce. I actually really like Joyce. But I will tell you right now, since Bob is not around anymore, R.I.P. Bob, in season 4, started shipping Joyce and Murray, which I know that may seem ridiculous to some of you guys, especially going, nah, Hopper's a better fit, this and that. Hear me out. Briefly, I will just say again, I don't like the Jopper thing, because, not just because David Harbour is clearly my future husband, but that has nothing to do with it. Sorry, David. He knows, though. He would never stand in our way. Anyway. I'm not a fan because I just don't like how in season 1 they were basically reacquainted, like, okay, they're living in the same town. I know that Hopper had moved back to town in 1979, I believe, from when his daughter had passed away, or maybe it was 1980, somewhere in there. And so he was kind of just reintroduced into this town where Joyce lived, but yet they seem to not be that familiar with each other. Like, yes, they probably were like old school best friends and everything, old school, like partners in crime is the way it kind of seemed once they started talking more about like, oh, do you remember this class? And we ditched this class to go smoke cigarettes and, but they kind of painted it as they were basically old buddies, which is great. And I'm totally for that. But, that was season 1. And then season 2 mostly was still the same. Like, it was like they had a couple moments where they talked and, reminisced and whatnot. But for the most part, it was still like that friendship vibe, which I think that's great. Like, I love Steve and Robin and the fact that they don't have to have a relationship going on to have a friendship relationship, And then season 3 just kind of like suddenly Hopper's super like love-struck, possessive, jealous. When they're not even going out, Joyce doesn't even seem interested. Like, she's like, what? You didn't say anything about a date. Like, and then almost has like a pity moment at the end of season 3 where she's like, yeah, I was thinking we could have a date at Enzo's. But like, it's only because they were like, well, I don't know her. I can't say that this is the reason, but it seemed like it was only because they were basically in like imminent danger and could potentially die. And she was just kind of being nice, which Hopper doesn't deserve that. I'm just saying, like, he should have chicks falling at his feet. Like, Hopper is a hero of Hawkins. He's like this seasoned detective, seasoned military man. He's a good-looking guy, obviously. And I'm just saying, he didn't need a pity date, Joyce. Or he didn't need a pity date, Duffers. They didn't need to write it like that. If it had been from the start, like there was little this and that, like I still wouldn't be a fan of it, but I would respect that a lot more, I guess. I don't know, because it just seemed like, oh yeah, they're being friends, and then suddenly friends has to turn into one of them absolutely wanting to be with the other one, and like, I would just like a continued example of the men and women can be friends thing. Which I'm clearly not going to get. I am not going to be a winner in the jopperness of Stranger Things. I know this. Unless something tragic happens in season 5, they're going to be together. So I accept it, and as canon, I do not accept this in my fanfic. But all of that being said, I guess wanted to reiterate my reasoning for not jumping on the Jopper train. But when, like, even straight from the beginning, like when Joyce got the package, we're talking season 4 now, when Joyce got the package from Russia, like, she knew right away, like, I can call Murray because he's like Mr. Russian expert, Mr. Russian language, and Mr. conspiracy theorist. So if there's something fishy going on, plus her and Murray have like the shared trauma of everything that happened, and they both thought they lost Jim. So they have that, and we all learned from Jonathan and Nancy that shared trauma brings people together. And but she reached right out to him, and they both have this like whimsical comedy side, but they are both like awesome hero types in their own rights. Joyce might be a little more hero-y than Murray because, well, I don't know, because Murray knows karate now. And Murray kind of, like, grew a pair, to be honest. In season 4, it's like he had said, like, he learned karate, and he wasn't sure of himself until Joyce was basically like, you know karate, you can do this, like, just do it. And so she inspired him, and their interactions were just so cute together. Like, genuinely, I would love to see Joyce and Murray together. Even when she was finally face to face with Hopper and they were talking, and there was like that, when they first face to face, he was coming in from the Demogorgon pit and she was the one who'd opened the door and kind of like rushed towards him. They had that like moment, but they didn't like fall into each other's arms and kiss or, you know, anything like that. And he was talking to her like moments later and he's like, so you and Murray, huh? You know, or whatever he said, like, and she said like, yeah, he's the Starsky to my Hutch. And I thought that was adorable. Even though that's a more platonic kind of meaning, I don't know. I thought it was so cute. And then when she sarcastically said, something about, I have always wanted to go with Murray on a tour of Russia or something like that. I want that for them. I think that's so cute. And like at the beginning in California when he was basically helping her lie to the kids and then Murray made risotto and I know I'm kind of backtracking, but like he made the risotto and Joyce was just very Joyce at that dinner also because he had to do like some of the talking. So she's probably so honest of a person. She's a bad liar to begin with, and then the guilt of lying to her kids and to Elle but Murray saw her through it. So they kind of like lean on each other. So I don't know. It was just it's funny and cute at the same time. So I would really love to see those two get together. Am I alone? Am I the only one that thinks that would be adorable? It's totally okay if I am. You can say that please don't say like that I'm crazy or dumb, but you know, you could say that you don't agree. That's totally fine. Even if you only don't agree because you really like Jopper, you know, Joyce and Hopper, like that's fine. Like I understand that I am basically alone in the Jopper hate, so it's okay. But yeah, what do you guys think? Jeez.
I don't trust trees during the daytime. They're really shady.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Well, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and let me know if you enjoyed David's random joke. But on that note, guys, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take myself to bed and maybe watch some Stranger Things. But yeah, I didn't check today. I have been anxiously checking it, but I didn't check today. But as of yesterday, we were like 40, 46, 45, 44, somewhere in there, in the 40s, away from 3,000. Thank you, you guys who have subscribed and stayed subscribed, and I appreciate it so much. And yeah, if you haven't, maybe consider hitting that little notification down there button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. Anyway, all right, I will quit pandering and begging for your love, and I will let you go. But I will talk to you tomorrow, and yeah, have a really great start to the weekend, guys. I love you. Bye.